Christianity's centrality has been undermined not simply by growing numbers of Muslims, Hindus and Buddhists, but by a drift towards secularism and new expressions of spirituality. As society has changed, so too has the Blake, which now identifies itself as a prize that encourages a conversation about spirituality and religion through art, and so we come to the 67th Blake Prize, an event so all-inclusive there is little room for religion. The Blake has completely blurred the most basic distinction between the sacred and the profane. There are numerous works about social justice, sexual identity and other topics that have nothing much to do with the mysterium tremendum, a sense of awe-inspiring mystery, even fear, that writers such as Rudolf Otto and Mircea Eliade have seen as a defining characteristic of religion. The Blake is an exercise in normalizing religion, stripping it of irrational fears and bringing it back to everyday life. It would like to portray spirituality as an infinitely varied, completely benign lemonade that everyone may sip. Spirituality is a soft category, whereas religion is a hard one. Spirituality is a matter for the individual, whereas religion requires a community of believers. Countless wars have been fought over religion, but none over spirituality. The Blake's inclusiveness encourages cynicism among artists who feel they can submit anything at all and write a little spin about its spiritual qualities. Worse still, it promotes self-indulgent, cosmic confusion. Too often an individual's search for their spiritual identity leads only to the cul-de-sac of narcissism. Nayanta Donald's iti Jesunya Bethlehem ala Narangu, baby Jesus was born in Bethlehem, which is touching in its simplicity. There are 80 works in this year's show, so rather than wade my way through the multitudes I'll concentrate on the winner's circle. The top prize of $35,000 went to Tina Havelock Stevens for a 6-minute video entitled Giant Rock. It shows the artist sitting at a drum kit propped in front of a giant rock in the Mojave Desert. We watch as she hammers away at the drums, but all we hear is some wispy synthesizer music. That's about it, really. In her statement, the artist tells us this is one of several performances from her White Drummer series. The idea is to inhabit the location visually and sonically, tuning into the frequencies of a specific site and place, the inexplicable and the other. It's depressing to think that of all the entries in the Blake, this dull video with a dumb, poorly written explanation should have impressed the judges most. It might have been a bit more exciting had we been allowed to hear the actual drumming. The rock may be a remarkable sacred site, but it's not clear how one tunes into its frequency, by bashing the drums. If Stevens had set up her kit in front of an Aboriginal sacred site, the gesture would have been less favorably received. The $6,000 Blake Emerging Artist Prize went to Pamela Leung for a neon sign saying, "Sorry, I no understand." This was considered to be a profound reflection on social justice and the human condition. Tracy Clement was awarded the Blake Established Artist Residency for Metropolis Experiment, a sculptural ensemble of glass laboratory vessels arranged on thin, rusty metal stands. This was one of the few entries of genuine visual interest, although the artist's rationale is far-fetched. We are to see these vessels and tripods as a metaphor for a ruined civilization. Clement tells us, it is a story told in the tradition of the biblical apocalypse. It offers both redemption and hope. Really? There's more science fiction than spirituality in this piece, no matter how one reads it. If the artist had been canny, she might have claimed to be a member of the fast-growing Jedi religion, taken from the Star Wars films. Yet this would probably have made the work too overtly religious to succeed in the Blake. It requires a good deal of sophistry to find a trace of religion in any of the winning entries. Yet there was one piece that was both utterly contemporary and impeccably religious. Nigh into Donald's Itigesunya Bethlehem all in Arangu, baby Jesus was born in Bethlehem, a 3-minute animation using crudely painted figures to accompany a rendition of the nativity story in Pityanchatjara. This work was touching in its simplicity, with Aboriginal faces in all the starring roles except that of the angel, a gleaming white Wandjina type. Like the paintings in so many churches, the work was made to help teach the story to non-readers, in this case, to young children. Donald's video is a sincere declaration of faith in a sea of cynicism and half-baked spirituality. The judges, however, were obviously looking for something a little more cutting-edge, provocative and subversive. It made me think of a well-known theory of the avant-garde in which the ultimate goal is see art wither away into the stream of life. The Blake Prize appears to entertain the same avant-garde ambitions for religion. The Blake Prize 2018 is at the Casula Powerhouse Arts Center until July 1.